All right, a couple new parts since the last time we made a video. I have my right steering knuckle machined by Sky's 4x4, which allows the high steering arm here for the crossover steering rather than having the drag link hooked to the tie rod. Now it's above the leaf springs for a lower angle. There's the crossover steering rod and all in the associated hardware. The other addition we got are these weld-on frame plates from Dueling Designs. We all know that my frame has some compromised areas where the coil buckets were. We're going to complete the repairs there. I found these to go over it. It'll add strength. I did it more for an overlay. Driver's side and passenger side. So, the other addition, I'm not really sure if we're going to use yet or not, but I think that's the way we're going to go. 5/38. Since I plan on doing 44s, might as well gear it. I don't plan on driving it on the highway at highway speeds. So, this should be good. All right, since the last video, we've done a few things. Got this angle iron here to hold the frame rails together for when we start cutting into it to do those patch panels. I didn't want to lose the structure and the shape. Same thing, we ran a crossbar here to hold it together for when we cut this part out. Now what I did yesterday, I popped all the factory rivets out between the frame and the engine cross member here on the top. While I was doing that, all the corrosion that had built up between it all came out. So I was able to hammer it down to get a better look at the profile. Still got to get cut out though because it is very rotten here, here. I think with the plan, I think I told before, I'm going to cut it here, and across here. Use this as a pattern, weld in a new piece here before we cut into this, butt it all together. And then the Dueling Designs frame overlay plates, you know, one will go here, one will go here, has a little piece here, and then the last piece goes here. So when it's all done, when you look in the wheel well, you'll see those overlays, not the areas that get patched. I went around, popped out the rest of the factory rivets. I was able to get the cab bushings off. Whoever had this previously just went underneath and with a torch and hacked off the bolts and left the two rubber plugs pressed together. So I was able to get them off today. Very pleased with how non-corroded the hole is because the core supports were shot. Same thing with the back of the cab. They were not corroded. It's got a lot of buildup of dirt and stuff here I gotta scrape off. Same thing. More factory rivets were lobbed off where they weren't needed. There was some muffler hangers there that were just welded on. They just popped right off. I don't even think the welds had any penetration. Yeah, same thing. Some factory where the sway bar mounts were, we didn't need them. I lobbed them off and then punched out the rivets. Here, this is where the emergency brake cable mount was. That had to come out because this area here is where the Super Duty leaf spring conversion hanger goes. Said that in the last video. Here's the holes for the original one. It moves it forward like 8 inches for a longer spring. Same thing. Cab mount, rear cab mount. Same thing with the front. This one, look at that. That paint hasn't seen the light of day since 1989. So it came out good. The other thing I did was I pressure washed the frame, get all the algae and God knows what other growth that was forming on it after sitting outside for so long. So we're getting close. I made a few templates, kind of get an idea of the metal repairs we need to do. But overall, I think we're heading in the right direction. The only other thing that I didn't show was I was able to get rear 6-inch leaf springs, Super Duty leaf springs that fit the Super Duty conversion kit that I bought. I went with 6 inches just so I didn't have super high arch. The conversion kit adds another 4, so that'll make 10. If I gotta probably end up having to do a 2 or 3 inch block, which I'm alright with a block. A 3-inch block is fine. I'm not gonna do anything like a huge 6-inch block or anything. Plus the blocks that Sky makes have tabs on it so that U-bolts run through it as opposed to on the outside of it. So it'll be a pretty good setup. So here's where we're at, the last day of April. Making progress. All right, everybody, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more updates as they come. Like I said it in the first video, this is a slow build with kids and kids sports and work, life in general. We work on it when we can. We'll get there. We'll get it done. See you.